Welcome to CEO Insights. I'm Marilyn de Guzman with investingnews.com. I'm speaking with John Anderson, Executive Chairman at Triumph Gold. Hi, John.
Hi, Marilyn. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's good to have you. So let's talk about your most recent announcement. Is the acquisition of the Coyote Knoll silver gold property in Utah. What was the rationale for that acquisition, and what makes it a compelling asset to add to your portfolio?
Well, our main asset is the Freegold Mountain project up in the Yukon. It's a massive project. It's got incredible infrastructure. We spent over $52 million on it, 150,000 meters of drilling, and three deposits, that are verified under 4301. But the real interest was in the U.S. We've been looking at projects in the silver space for quite some time. And just through being in the industry and having so many contacts, friends, this opportunity came to me. And I just thought, wow, this will be a great addition to Triumph Gold. So we can work year round. It's incredible infrastructure where the Coyote Knoll project is. And it's never been in a public company. It's been owned by private individuals that have never really done exploration work using modern technologies, modern approaches to it. It was just always small scale operators that did put the mine into production one time. And at the end of the day, we wanted more exposure to silver, wanted exposure in an area that's geopolitically and geographically and geologically fantastic. And Utah checked all the boxes for it.
And can you elaborate on the terms of that acquisition, particularly in terms of the share issuance in terms of payments?
Sure. We paid $150,000 for it, and then we are issuing 1 million shares per year for the next 4 years. And then there's a balloon payment in 5 years for $3 million US, which could be in stock or in cash. So it's less than 6% dilution to the company. And I think it's going to create a heck of a lot more than 6% value for the shareholders. So that's why we did it. And it's also, it's an exciting project. It's a very exciting project.
Yeah. So all of your before the acquisition of this new property, all of your projects were in Canada, Yukon, in BC. So what you mentioned earlier, you've been looking for property in the US. Like, what's the rationale for that? Why the US right now?
Part of it is investor interest. There's very little investor interest in Canada for resource companies, believe it or not. It's the capital of mining, exploration, and venture capital is Canada. But for some reason, there's just not a lot of interest. We trade in the US. Most of the volume comes from the US. We do our marketing primarily in the US. But it's also the ability to get things done and permitted, especially in the state of Utah, which the Fraser Institute, just named the number one place in North America for mining and mining exploration. This, again, checked all the boxes, and we can work 12 months of the year there. We're not subject to seasonality, which we are in British Columbia and the Yukon.
Right. So what's the near-term plan for this project, and how does it impact your exploration work at your main project in Freegold?
Well, Freegold, the Yukon's taken a couple of punches in the chin, you could say, just in the market with other mines shutting down. It's opening up again, which is great. You see the success of Snowline and I not belittling the Yukon, but not much investor interest in it. Even though we've got great infrastructure and we've got a great project, the project in Utah is just, it's right at surface. It's right off a highway. It's got historical mining on it. It's got historical drill holes. It's got a 12-ton sample. The grade's incredible because this business really is just moving rock from one place to another, and the higher grade, the more profitable it is. So we've got something like that. So we can go and drill those holes and confirm them right away, but we're also going to tie into more of a regional play. So we think there's a real great regional structure. You look at who's in the area. You've got Rio Tinto just 40 miles north of where we are. It's the largest mine in North America. You have a Cisco development that went paid $200 million for the Tintic deposit, and they're developing that. That's 25 miles away from us, same vendors. So we're really excited about it, and we're going to do it methodically, but also aggressively.
Mhm. So does this mean our work going to be sort of simultaneous between Freegold and the project in Utah? Like, how does that influence the exploration strategy and development plan for the Freegold Mountain?
Well, the Freegold Mountain, we haven't drilled for 4 years. We are doing a lot of work. We've got new discoveries on it from surface. We've been doing a lot of, we won't say desktop stuff, but on the ground, but not expensive drilling. British Columbia is something that we acquired a few years ago. And given the whole area of the Golden Triangle, which we're just north of, and the proximity to the Red Chris mine that Newmont has, we know we've got something significant there, but we're doing it methodically. We don't want to go out and do that expensive drilling because Canadian projects like that haven't been getting a lot of, call it love in the share price for the return. But in the silver space, I think we're going to get that. And that's why we're focusing on this old mine that was a mine and see what we can shake out of it from an exploration and resource potential.
So what coming catalysts should investors look for in the near term?
As we advance all three projects, I think the first thing that we're going to be doing is doing some regional work on the project in Utah before we actually go and drill it. Of course, the aggressive side of us want to go and drill it and confirm those drill holes, but there's a whole structure that goes miles long, and we just want to confirm that. So that's going to be the first one. We're going to go and approach the project in British Columbia, which we have not talked about much. It's called Andalusite Peak. It was staked by the company years ago. We've done some regional work on it, and we went and got some samples that if you picked up these samples and announced them today, it would be considered a discovery. Very high grade copper. So you're in porphyry districts. Right.
I wonder if you can, with the government of Canada, with the new Liberal government announcing this, introducing this legislation that will essentially fast track permitting timelines. And you've mentioned, Canada has not been getting a lot of love from the capital markets. Do you think this will sort of change soon as this legislation comes to fruition and permitting timelines become shorter? Is that an incentive for investors?
Yeah, we'll wait and see. When you're talking about Canada, you've got the provinces that are control their mineral rights, and in the Yukon, which is in the same category. If you get a project large enough, then you have to go through the federal system. So I think the federal government is trying to, fast track that, and I think they will. You look at the lack of mines that have opened up in Canada in the last decade. It's embarrassing. I think more have shut down than actually have gone ahead. So I think what Mr. Carney has been able to do is wake up and say, well, the U.S. wants to come in here as the 51st state, which obviously won't happen. Why is that? Because we are blessed with natural resources, but none of these things are being developed, and they take so long. And I think that's why there's has been the apathetic approach from investors. Why would we invest in it? Because you look at Australia and they just go and apply and do things. In the U.S., same thing. That's why I'm in Utah. But let's see. Right now, it's all, I won't say it's all talk. I think they've done a good job of actually acting like a government and trying to push things forward, because we're blessed. Canada's blessed with its natural resources.
Okay, let's wait and see. We'll leave it at that. Thanks again, John, for taking the time to speak with me today.
Thank you so much, and I look forward to talking to you in another month.
Great. And thanks everyone for watching. Join us again next time for another edition of CEO Insights.